This is SEP and this is pipeline velocity. How you can speed to lead using AI like fast and furious to drive a 40 to 60% more conversions, right? If you want to go fast right now, you're a salesperson, banker, realtor, broker, whatever you are, SDR, account executive, sales rep, and you don't have your own AI systems in place, doesn't matter if you're working for someone, if you are contracting, subcontracting, whatever the system is, you're driving a non-spec'd out Honda Civic versus somebody else like myself or someone else that's using this information that's available to nos out their car and go pretty fast and pretty damn fast. That's how it is. So let me tell you the situation. This is how it works, right? You capture the lead, and there's two options that happens when usually comes into play. Most people operate on the the manual side, which is the old school way. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be under leveraged. They don't have a lot of time when the lead gets captured. At the time of the lead, they're not available. What does that mean? That means they're not going to be hanging around by their phone when the lead comes in. When somebody comes, puts their information, give me a call, I'm interested, whatever you have, give me that ebook. They're not doing that. They're not hanging around by the phone. And that's the realistic. You're not going to be doing that. Your rep from Philippines is not going to be doing that. And so here's the downside of that. You think it's normal. That's what everybody does. But no, on the other side, we're going pretty fast. So here's how it goes. Okay? What happens is this. Unfortunately, the agent, the rep, you yourself, or somebody else who's going pretty slow, they forget to follow up. And they're pretty inconsistent when they do follow up. They might even forget your name if they're representing your brand. That's not good. We don't want that. Right? So what happens is the leads go cold. They forget they even put their phone number. You might be a spam caller, right? Because you might be calling them at the wrong time. They put their number in the evening. Maybe they're on their toilet and you call them the next day. That's the facts, right? You call them at lunchtime when they were catching the bus. And that's facts. They're not going to pick up the phone. Or even if they do, they forget about you. And that's what you offer. You think you can run a business like that? Not in 2026. Not in 2026, my friend. So what happens is 80% of the leads go to the graveyard. They're untouched. You lose those opportunities and you tell yourself, this is hard. How am I going to close deals? Well, it's an art. And it's the art of Formula One race car driving now. You got to optimize for everything. You got to optimize for speed. You get that? So here's on the other side. That's what's happening. You, me, my friends, and the people who are in this space understand this. And if you are watching this, you are invited to learn more about it. So what happens is, when the lead comes in, okay, we deploy Lacey, our dedicated AI infrastructure from the future, to call them with their own accent. Maybe they're in Texas. Lacey has her own Texas accent for that location. So they're familiar. Howdy, is this John? Well, let me tell you, John. Today, I'm calling you because you put down your phone number. I just wanted to call you and remind you, how you doing? So that's how Lacey does it. It talks in a localized format within their location, calls them instantly, even if they're in the toilet, right? So as soon as when they put their phone number in, Lacey's going to call them. And that's what we want, speed to lead. You're going fast. Now you press the NOS button. You press that little red button right here, like Vin Diesel from Fast and Furious. Now you're zooming, my friend. Okay? Now you're zooming. And that's what we want. So that's what it does. It calls them, asks them, hey, I noticed you were on the website. You just put your information in. What stage you're at, right? Are you looking to start a business? Are you looking to sell a business? Are you looking to invest in a business? Whatever your offer is, okay? It gets those questions. If you would like, you could put yourself on the line too, human in the loop. Or if not, take those questions, lead them to you, book a call, and go from there. Now, if they don't seem that serious, they don't pick up the next call or they just don't show up. Whatever happens, Lacey's going to be on top of it. But you probably won't. On this side, nobody is, because they're just getting paychecks, looking forward to Friday night, and that's the game they're playing. On this side, we're not. We're playing to win. We want to squeeze every juice out of the lemon when it comes to the leads we acquire. Doesn't matter how we acquire them, through a rock and through a window, and they call their phone number, they put our number on there. Whatever the case is, when a lead comes into our system, in our domain, in our pipeline, we want to push it to the limit. We want to redline it like Vin Diesel, because that's what we do, okay? We don't lose races, we win races. That's what we do. If you want to join that same mentality, click the link below, creativeprocess.io, or you can check the link below. We'll share some resources with you to go from even a beginner stage or whichever stage you're at to a very nice leveraged stage, okay? So 16, 17 touch points. The person now finally knows your business, knows who you are. Okay, these guys are serious. Let me hop on that call, okay? Easy as that. You stay relevant, you stay on top of mind, and you get an answer. Either it is yes or is a no. If it's a no, well, that person takes an L. But if they're serious, now they're serious to actually close a deal too, because, you know, obviously they see how much work you put in, how respectable your systems are. Now you have even a higher chance of converting these people versus different companies. They capture a lead, but they don't respect that lead. So you're respecting that lead by being very quick, very fast, because you have the systems built. If you don't have the systems built, check out the description below, creativeprocess.io, or some of the resources we share with you. Okay, so now you identify who's ready to buy, who's ready to give you the cash. Meaning you have better engagement. Like I said, your respect level goes up when you hop on that sales call. They're ready to close, right? So 40, 50, 60% increase in lead conversions, more engagement. You get more juice out of the lemon when you get a lead. And your pipeline is healthy now because you're keeping it alive. The more inputs you put into your pipeline, obviously better. It's like going to the gym, getting a pump, right? That's what you're doing. You're keeping it alive. You're giving it the gas, the juice, by being very systemized and on top of it, right? So that's what the job of having an AI SDR in your business does. Here are some of the potential, benefits that you might get the old school way with an AI. So forgetfulness. If you're manually, you're potentially putting, you're forgetting way too much. Okay? Inconsistent messaging. Obviously, that's probably the case because maybe sometimes you're just not ready. You're not on fire. You're not there all the time. Happens, right? When you call somebody, hey, I'm calling on, that happens. If you've had sales reps in the past before, that happens. Or if it's yourself, you might not have the experience. So why are you putting yourself on those positions that you operate weekly, right? Leads go cold, take too long. They forget when by the time you call. Obviously, this is not humanly possible. Time zone difference in everybody. So you have the negative. It's a big negative. Scrap that. We don't need that anymore, right? Too much weight. Right now, we're shedding weight on the car, on the system, the vehicle we're building, which is our sales pipeline. If we have seats in the back, heavy, let's get rid of that. Boom. If we have leather seats, let's get rid of that. Boom. We're going to go carbon fiber all around. So this is what we're doing. We're getting rid of the weight, optimizing for the most effective methods, which is having systems AI behind the scenario. Consistency. One salesperson, same voice, localized if possible within the the local area. So there's a lot of systems behind it. So no more untouched leads. We get that out of our head. Boom. Onto the garbage. No lost sales because we missed that lead, we forgot about it, or we mishandled it. Boom, out of that. What do we get? Consistent follow-up like no other, right? Consistent communication, beautiful accent, flawless accent, great personality, trained on Jordan Belfort straight line persuasion, knows what he's doing. It's a high level rep, not somebody we have to train every day, every week, making sure they show up. The leads, it knows who is ready for what based on analysis and data. It gives that prejudgment, knows who to focus on when it comes to doing the follow-ups. Higher engagement. Obviously, when you respect someone's time, they're going to respect you back. Okay? You're on point. You let them know you called. Why? The AI knows this process. It's a professional. An increased conversion on your end because prior to them getting on the call, to the closing call, you as the account executive, the person who does the demo, the person who handles everything, you have a flawless individual that warmed them up, put your respect levels up, and now you're just showing up like a surgeon to complete the job, right? This is how it is. This is the game in 2026 when it comes to sales. If you are someone looking to get more action, you want people who've been in this space for 10 years plus, you can check the link below and plug in a high-level AI sales rep to expedite your sales. Or if you are someone, you're a realtor, you hate chasing leads, you're a broker, anything related to your own operation, you've been in the game for some time, and you want to take the benefit of incorporating AI into your sales as in, ISA, SDR, whatever you prefer, and help out, maybe expedite some of the things and negatives that you have, get rid of the dead weight. Check the link below. We'll help you out. Creativeprocess.io or check out some of the resources, school.com/AI department. We'll catch you on the next one.